welcome in everybody to UNF Arena and the brand new digs. It looks just like an Ospreys wall behind us. Brent Martineau Richard Miller, Bobby Kennen, the men's basketball coach. But on the other side, this is like a theater room. That's what we're in right now. So we could just be watching ourselves, which would be probably not that fun.
No. It's a beautiful setup. Thank you to Doctors Pariani, for helping us put this thing together in here.
All right, give us the usage of this room that we are in. Is it film room study or is it to watch Top Gun?
definitely film room study. You know, it's funny, as you get some new changes, get some updates and upgrades, you got to figure out how to use it. So we watch film 55 minutes before the game. So before we come out on the floor and warm up the stretch. So we come in here, we watch our film in here, we hit the floor, we stretch, and then we come back in the locker room with about 12 minutes to go. So we take care of that, last minute stuff in the locker room and then hit the floor. However, this is great. Tomorrow we'll watch our scouting film in here, and then Friday we'll watch our, I call it kind of the autopsy, the breakdown of the game from the night before. So we'll do that in here on Friday. So it's great for we utilize film on a daily basis. So this room's going to be fantastic for us.
Somebody's sneaking in. Somebody's going to walk by this room and be like, who's in there? Oh yeah, it's got a good movie playing, and I mean, why not get good use out of this thing? Richard Miller, basketball season's here, man.
It is.
Florida Gators opened last night, and then they'll have to play these UNF Ospreys on Thursday.
Yeah, Bobby, is this where you watched the Arizona game last night?
No, I watched that one from the comfort of my couch, and then from the laptop again a couple times today, of course. But it's this TV in here is a whole lot smarter than I am. So it's a smart board, it's everything else. So it's going to take me a while to figure out how to turn it on and use. But it's definitely top of the line, and they spared we didn't spare an expense when it came to this room.
All right, what's your take on the Gators after watching last night? It was a heck of a basketball game between Arizona and Florida.
It was a great early season game. I mean, it's great for the game that they played each other.
Yeah.
Particularly on opening night. I think it's what everyone kind of expected. Florida has a very dominant front court, one of the best in the country, and as good as their back court's going to be is as good as they're going to be. They didn't shoot the ball great last night from the perimeter, and I think that was probably the difference in the game.
Yeah, no doubt. We're seeing video, by the way, before we get back to the Gators, of you guys seeing the locker room for the first time, which is on the other side of this wall. What was that like? What's been the reaction so far, and now that you're settled into your new digs?
Our guys absolutely love it. It's fantastic. And I was a little bit different. Like, I didn't see it until they did.
Okay.
Like, I was in here probably maybe 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out, but there were no lockers or no finishing. I think the last time I was in here, they put a coat of primer on the floor, on the walls for the first time. So I kind of saw it for the first time that they did. And it definitely has exceeded all our expectations. And it's just given us a first class facility.
That's good stuff. The kids love that stuff these days, right?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you want them to spend as much time in the arena as they can, and that's just another thing to keep them here. It's comfortable. There's plenty of room. There's a nutrition station in there. We have TVs in there. They have video games. They have recovery chairs in there. All the things that you need, and it just gives us a sense of community, and we're really excited about it.
As well, Coach, I enjoy how much the locker rooms, they open up and they can lock, and they have all these little pockets and cubby holes. I don't remember that growing up.
No, I don't. It's kind of like a little bit like Transformers. Like it kind of matches our weight room here. We were able to put in a great weight room a couple years ago, and the equipment in there is also top of the line, and it's just very, very versatile, and you can do a lot with it. And I definitely think they just did a fantastic job. Like I've talked about, there's one thing to plan something, there's another thing to execute it, and they hit a home run with both of them.
Is that something too? I was talking to Josh Baker about this, that usually it falls on an assistant to do all that research, gather the knowledge, and that was Coach Perkins who headed this?
Yeah, Coach Perkins and Coach Driscoll were involved in this from the very beginning, and it's kind of Perk's baby, and he has a great vision and great deal of spatial awareness, which I lack. So I'm glad I didn't have to come in too much on the end. I mean, we just our biggest decision was picking the picture on the wall. It was the biggest thing that was in there. But Perk did a fantastic job, and again, I think it just exceeded his expectations as well. I think when you look at something, in the raw state, I think that our thought process as well, it may be smaller than we think, and I think the space and the size and the scope was just absolutely fantastic.
Add interior decorating to the resume for Coach Perkins. Okay, back to the Gators now. You mentioned it. You got to see them a couple times, so you get a little bit of tape on them. That helps. Their front court is really good, and that's probably a matchup nightmare for almost anybody in the country, including yourselves coming up Thursday, right?
It's fun. I was recruiting this weekend, and I was out Friday, and I didn't have to be anywhere till Saturday afternoon, so I kind of got up and took a great walk, had a great breakfast, and I turned on the film last year of our game, and like, holy cow! I mean, we got out by 40.
Wow.
And we've just got to do it. We've just got to do a much better job on the glass than that. And again, I think it's one of those things when you play them, they're so overpowering and so physical, but we've got to be able to extend their catches and just stay between them and the basket and hope. I'd like for us to get a couple box out fouls, and in that case, if we do, hopefully they're going to get a couple over the back fouls, and we'll kind of neutralize each other a little bit in that aspect.
Yeah, Coach, I watched practice last week a little bit. One thing that jumps out immediately is defense. It's much more physical, imposing, more noticeable when you're right there on the floor.
Yeah, we've definitely been intentional on that, and we've just got to do it. We've got to do a better job. I mean, it's just a fact, and we kind of use the metric defensive efficiency rating, which is basically points per possession, and the team that's top 3 in our league in points per possession has won the league. I believe 15 out of the last 16 years has been in the top 3.
Wow.
And I think the one time that it hasn't was actually us, and we were so good offensively. I think we were the second or third best offensive team in the country that year. It really didn't matter. So no matter how you look at it, I mean, we're still gonna be very effective offensively. At the end of the day, if we want to get where we want to go, it's got to be on the defensive end of the floor.
That's really interesting you bring that up, because as you're saying all that, and I knew the numbers were pretty strong there, but are you a bit surprised that the conference is like as high scoring as it is, as open as it is, based on that kind of metric alone? I'd feel like it would be a little bit more Ivy League, like everybody locking in on defense, or Virginia, like the way they were playing, instead of opening up. Now college basketball's opened up a little bit too, but I mean that's a heck of a stat. You'd figure everybody would almost pour right into that stat.
Right, absolutely. It's actually been on the back of our locker room door. It's been as we've walked out on the floor for the last 15, 16 years. There's a poster up there that has that exactly, and it's right there. Who's 1, 2, and 3, who won the league, who went to the tournament. So it's right there in your face. It's interesting because every time we have a transfer that comes in here, and we're starting to teach defense, we're like, hey, look, you got to close out to that guy because this is the best, top 3-point shooting leagues in the country. So, that short closeout that you had, for Devin in the Patriot League at Lafayette isn't gonna work here. So that's the big thing, and I think that for us, we just got to do a little bit better job this year than in the past in terms of eliminating those points in the paint. Because there's that saying, twos don't beat you, threes do, but twos at a high efficiency beat you. And I think one of the other things that we've had to adjust from a year ago that I don't think we realized is that we fouled too much. And that's, at the end of the day, there's a ton of bang for your buck on free throws, and it really increases your points per possession offensively, and really hurts your defensive efficiency rating. So we've just got to be solid defensively without fouling.
Which assistant has the scout on the Gators, and did they have the scout last year too?
Yeah, Coach Perkins has the scout on this. We do a really good job of kind of rotating our scouts, and typically in the league, if you've had a team last year, I think we've had them again this year. There's been a little bit of change and a little bit of shuffling, just kind of based on what the schedule is. We don't want guys to kind of have back-to-back things, but he's really dug in. He's dug into the Gators, and he's done a really, really good job getting us ready.
How is the team feeling? We always ask you how you're feeling as this thing inches closer to your debut officially, but how is the team feeling? Can you sense a little anxiousness, right, to all the work that's been put in? It's fun, but also almost a little anxiety to see what this thing's going to look like on Thursday.
I don't like anxiousness or anxiety. I like eagerness. We're definitely eager for the opportunity, and it's kind of a lot of college basketball opened up last night. Obviously we're waiting a couple days and opening up on Thursday, but I definitely think they're eager, and I think you saw that a little bit Wednesday night with Warner. We did have a little bit of you have a little bit of nerves, and you kind of settle into the game as the game goes along. But I'm certainly glad that we took the opportunity to do that last week rather than playing for the first time in front of fans Thursday night in Gainesville.
We saw a number of upsets, Division II over D1, other schools across the country. Have you been workshopping your pregame speech to the team?
I just think that, our message has been consistent all year. It's like we have 37 weeks to earn 2. And the crazy thing is I did realize it because I look at it every week. Last Wednesday night was exactly 18 and a half weeks in. We're exactly at the halfway point. Exactly. Because we talk about a week starting on a Sunday, hump day is Wednesday. It was exactly 18 and a half weeks. And that's kind of the life of our season. And we've just talked about, the same things like how tough are we going to be? How together are we going to be? And how much are we going to trust one another? And I think that's the big thing. And I think you saw that, early on in our game. It's kind of like, the ball stuck a little bit. We had some guys take some quick shots, and we just kind of use those things. Hey, as we're growing, as we're staying together, you got to understand you've got to be able to pass up a good shot for a better shot. You've got to be able to pass up your shot for our shot. And it's the same thing on the defensive end, just being able to to communicate and be connected and play together. And those are the things that we're focusing on going into Florida.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that exhibit. There's a nice crowd out here, by the way, for that one. What else did you right now? Let's hear it. What did you find out about this group? I know KJ can shoot.
He can score. He can score bunches. That's for sure. I think we played 11 guys. I mean, I would like to play 14. We played 11. We have 11 healthy guys and played them all. And I think they all contributed in various ways. And I think now the challenge is going to be as roles evolve, as playing time is distributed. How can each one impact us winning? And I think that's one of the things that we look at. And it's funny. Sometimes guys are like, they practice players and they get good. And it's like, oh wow, they surprise you. Sometimes it's both ways. Sometimes it's both ways. But I think our challenge now is to kind of figure out how those pieces fit together. Who plays well, who plays best with each other, and that's coaching. They did. They worked out just fine.
What was it? I think we've got some shots we maybe coming up there. Commanded them on got a little bit different, right? What was that like? Was that sitting down on that stool
It's gotten a lot more. It's gotten a lot more natural for me. It's even the way that I've approached the preseason in practice. It's like I've made a conscientious effort to one of the ways we practice, and we were doing it yesterday. We were kind of starting in the half court, running a play and then transitioning a couple times. But I was drawing up the plays, I'm putting myself on the clock, and I'm doing those things because that's really, really important. But it certainly helps that I have a veteran staff, and again, I know Coach Ackerman and Coach Hendrickson are young, but they're not young to the game. Like, they're extremely bright, and it's just great that I had that staff to kind of help me. And when you go from making suggestions to making decisions. I mean, even things like like Coach Marlin was fantastic. I'm kind of walking off the court, and he just hands me a note card with 3 or 4 of his thoughts before you go in and address the locker room. And Coach Evans, Coach Perkins, they all kind of do the same. But it's part of finding that rhythm and part of finding kind of who you are and what's natural to you.
We got a broadcaster's email the other day of added things for college basketball with the challenges. I know as a coaching staff, y'all talk about that plenty. Is there someone who heads that up for your staff?
Well, I've just asked those guys all to kind of, everybody's obviously involved in the, in the game. And I'm just like, if you see anything that's obvious or that's blatantly obvious, just make sure that you let me know so that we can use that challenge. And it's the education that I've been on both through the, through the NCAA and through the NABC have kind of sat in on a couple of Zooms with that. I mean, it's a thing. It's obviously the speed up play of the game, and everyone says the same thing. Well, I don't know if you want to use a challenge 4 or 5 minutes into the game. Well, every possession matters. I mean, that's what we teach our guys. If you're right, you're right. I don't care what it is. You use it. If you're right, then you get another one. Another one later. But I just think that in a game where one possession can decide it, I just want us all to kind of be on our toes and be aware.
All right, let's finish with this with Bobby Kennen, the men's basketball coach here at the University of North Florida. You're watching Talon Talk. We're live inside UNF Arena in the new theater, just part of the new things that are here at UNF Arena, which this place looks great. How many people are headed to the game for you? You got a lot of folks that are going to be there in this debut against the Gators on Thursday night?
I do. One of the neatest things to me about this whole process is, shortly after I got the job, it was a day or two later, and one of my college teammates who's in outside of Denver right now, he called up. He's like, "All right, where's the first game?" I'm there. It's like, I don't care where it is. He's flying in tomorrow. But yes, it's funny that I actually just got all of our tickets and our ticket requests. I just had them kind of, tomorrow I brought them to my office literally 10 minutes ago to kind of sort it through and get everything worked out. But yeah, I just think it's any time for us here at UNF when you're playing in Gainesville, you're playing in Tallahassee, you're playing in those places. I mean, there's a great we've got a great deal of support, not only personally but within the department, within the university, within our fans, and just making sure that we kind of get everyone taken care of.
All right, well, good luck with it. We'll be there as well. Action Sports Shack, so we'll have TV coverage of it, CBS 47 and Fox 30 on Thursday night. But best of luck, enjoy the debut, and I hope the suit looks good.
It will. I'm certainly excited. But we appreciate you guys being there, and again, appreciate the opportunity to share with you again today.
All right, that's Bobby Kennen. More to come on Talon Talk. We'll visit with a couple of other sports, and including the athletic director here at the University of North Florida. He's got some fancy new title now.
Vice president now. Right?
Yeah,
it's election day. It's election day. We got the vice. We got the VP on election day. Let him roll in here.
I think he was downtown. I mean, maybe there's more to that.
He was.
We'll be back on Talent Talk on the Action Sports Shack's 24/7 network.
Mayor Deegan, look out. Look out.
Hi, I'm Joel Donovan. My brother Kyle and I, we are co-owners and operators here at Donovan Heat and Air and Electric. And my dad started the business in 1987 to provide the greater Jacksonville area with a great customer service experience. 3 decades later, we're still doing the same thing. I love the Jacksonville area. I love the community. I love raising my family here. That's my name on the side of the building, and it's really important for our family to run this company the way it should be ran, and something to be proud of.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. There are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
We're CSI companies. We partner with organizations nationwide to help employers like you find your dream team. You're looking to hire the best of the best, and we've got you covered, start to finish. Whether you're hiring for projects or everyday operations, we provide the talent, strategic solutions, and innovative technologies that keep your business ahead of the competition. This is your workforce reimagined. This is CSI Companies.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com. Hey, welcome back here to Talon Talk inside the University of North Florida Arena. And actually, deeper than that, we are inside the theater room, which is right next to all the new locker rooms that just got unveiled last week, by the way. So we're one of the first ones to use this, Richard Miller.
Pariotti Family Theater, it's a great place. There's going to be a special event later tonight for select few, so it should be very exciting. Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
You might be invited.
Nah, I'm not.
No,
the
you didn't
select
check your
few.
email. No.
I probably checked my email. I probably didn't get the invite. Mamie Guthrie's here as well. She gets the invite. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Senior volleyball player. We're just talking about that libero position. And how about all this new stuff?
Oh, it's amazing. I remember when they told us that all of it was going to be redone. They showed us some pictures and just how everything was going to look, and it looked amazing, and it looks the exact same that it did on those pictures. So,
can you keep up with all the compartments and gadgets and openings and key codes?
absolutely. It's super swaggy, and I'm just super blessed and thankful that I get to be a part of it. So,
yeah, just in time.
Right.
Correct. That's pretty cool to see. And, you guys, we saw the video. People are excited about the unveil. And this probably do a good thing for the program, right, going forward and recruiting. And you'll take some pride in some of these things, I bet.
Absolutely. I think with future recruits and stuff, when they see swaggy things like new locker room, new swag, just everything, it really catches their eye. So, yeah.
Do you think it brought some of that energy? Because y'all have gone back-to-back wins, both in 5 sets.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it actually does. It was really special to not only celebrate after our JU match, but just to kind of have the newness of it. Just because our old locker room was great. It had some super fun memories in it too. But to open up and be able to experience and have that newness was just really, really cool.
All right, we'll talk about those last couple. It's nice to squeak out some of those wins, and especially in 5 sets. Those are usually pretty intense. You got a few more games to go in this season, so do you feel some of that momentum?
I do, absolutely. I think the most important thing is, at the beginning of the season, things can be rocky, but it really and truly what really matters is just the ending. And, I think we're playing some really good ball right now, so just super excited to see how the next couple of weeks go.
Well, one of your teammates who's been tremendous, ASUN Player of the Week, Kaylee McKnight, career night in that match against JU, then backs it up again on the road at North Alabama. How neat has it been to see her thrive after such a tough knee injury?
She, to me, is, one of my besties, but I'm just super proud of her. I know at the beginning of the season, she felt a lot of pressure just with, she's been a big part of this program, but I feel like we just told her, she doesn't have to take all the pressure of, winning those big matches, but, really and truly, we have her back and we're going to support her. And she really, really showed out in those 2 matches. And I know, and I'm so proud that especially against JU, that was how, I guess, just how it was supposed to happen, I guess.
How cool is it for you to, there are a couple of things. When you go play collegiate athletics, you try to find a good spot, right? And then you want to play. Right. And all those things, and you win and everything that comes with it. But you've played a ton of volleyball here, which is pretty cool, right?
Yes,
over 100 matches, I think. So this seems like it's been a pretty good fit.
Right.
Well, that's my take. What about yours?
Just this program in general. When I came in freshman year, I had a big role, and every single year has been different for me, but I've really just tried my best to do what's best for the team, and whether that's on the court, off the court, on the bench, wherever, I just want this program to succeed just with how much hard work that we put into practicing, and just I know with the coaches too, everybody works so hard, so I guess just sticking with that.
And you're a well-rounded student athlete, 3-time academic All-A son. I know your parents are super proud, Missy and Matt. Is Matt at every volleyball match? Because I know I see him every time here at home.
Yes, sir. So my mom actually has been the one that's been to every single one of my games except for one. She missed freshman year. I think we went from EKU to Bellarmine all the way down to Miami at FIU. So that was the only game that she's missed. But they're super big supporters of mine, and I'm just super blessed that they're able to travel here from Nashville to Jackson. There's super cheap flights, so it's nice.
You have any siblings that still play? Because they're going to miss the heck out of it if they go to all those games and this is about over.
I do have one brother. His name is Madden. He's actually a senior in high school. He comes down whenever we're able to, just because with missing school, he can only miss a certain amount of days. So yeah.
You play the libero position. Tell everybody what that is. I mean, I feel like defensive specialist is a fair way to describe it, right?
Yes, sir. Libero is an awesome position. I kind of like to think, I mean, I do get to wear a different jersey than everybody else, which is kind of cool sometimes. But I just like playing libero. I mean, there's a lot of, not like pressure, I would say, but it's just fun. Like that's what I started out as a setter when I was really young, and that has a lot of responsibility as well. But being able to kind of just focus in on two major skills like defense and serve receive has just been something that is really cool. And, you know, you get to make some like scrappy diving up plays, which is always super fun. So, yeah.
How helpful has it been recently, just yesterday, Sophia Dawson, your setter, named ASUN Setter of the Week. Her passing has been more on point. In the last 3 matches, double-double, career highs. I feel like the passing has improved recently.
For sure. I'm super proud of her. She works really, really hard along with our other 2 setters, but she just has this drive in her that really like helps the team out, and just, you know, that confidence helps everybody out. So super proud of just how far she's come just in her freshman season. You know, along the road, she's going to be so, so good.
Has she tried to push you down out of excitement? I've seen her do that 2 or 3 times this season.
I love our celebrations. I think that, I mean, they're unique in every single way. And I love how everybody, like, especially in the sport of volleyball, you get to celebrate however you want to, just personality wise. But I do, I don't personally love to be shoved. But I do love that type of energy on the court. So.
Are those choreographed celebrations?
Oh, absolutely not. They're different every single time.
Tell us a little bit about serve receiving, and what's the most the trickiest serve to handle from the other side? Everybody seems to do a jump serve now for the most part, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there one that's trickier than another, the knuckleballer or whatever? I mean, what do you think?
Definitely float servers.
Yeah.
They just because when the ball isn't spinning, it's harder to track. So, just I guess top floaters or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably the hardest thing for me. But
it kind of makes your eyes go all over the place, right? I mean, it literally does move like that.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it drops, and sometimes it goes too high. It's just all over the place sometimes.
Do you think you'll stay involved with volleyball after this in some capacity?
Absolutely. I had talked to a couple of people back at my old club, Alliance, and I just want to give back to them. I think it's super fun just to give back and to really just kind of build up all of the younger girls back at home, especially just because, I mean, there are girls that go D1 and get to, you know, go out of state for college, but a lot of people, they don't really have that opportunity, and I just want them to know and believe that they can make it as far as they can.
Good stuff. Mamie Guthrie, senior volleyball player. Good luck over these next couple of weeks.
Thank you so much.
All right. We will be back on Talon Talk right here on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network. Erika Lambert, women's basketball coach, already a game under their belt, and a big one coming up tomorrow morning. You should get to UNF Arena for. We'll tell you all about it right after this.
Hi, I'm Joel Donovan. My brother Kyle and I, we are co-owners and operators here at Donovan Heat and Air Electric, and my dad started the business in 1987 to provide the greater Jacksonville area with a great customer service experience. 3 decades later, we're still doing the same thing. I love the Jacksonville area, I love the community, I love raising my family here. That's my name on the side of the building, and it's really important for our family to run this company the way it should be ran. It's something to be proud of.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
We're CSI companies. We partner with organizations nationwide to help employers like you find your dream team. You're looking to hire the best of the best, and we've got you covered, start to finish. Whether you're hiring for projects or everyday operations, we provide the talent, strategic solutions, and innovative technologies that keep your business ahead of the competition. This is your workforce reimagined. This is CSI Companies.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking, we've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Tomorrow. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Talon Talk here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Brent Martineau, Richard Miller, and say hello to women's basketball coach Erika Lambert. She joins the show now, and again, we're in this new facility, the Pariani Family Theater, and it's a beautiful place, great place to watch them. We were just talking to Bobby Kennen about it. You've got to be enjoying this as well. I know it's just brand new, so probably haven't had a chance to enjoy it just yet.
We had our first film session in here today, so it was great. Yes.
All right. So is it just a normal film session, or are the confines a little bit nicer?
I think it's just a more focused space. We were kind of in a multi-purpose room before, so okay. I think it just helps us lock into what we're doing.
That's good, and the kids got to like the locker room as well, right?
We love it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we were without a locker room space during this renovation, and so appreciate just all of our donors and supporters making this happen for us. Our girls were really flexible when they got to campus. We recruited this whole new team, and then they show up, and I'm like, by the way, you don't have a locker or a shower or anything. But it was worth the wait, and really kind of an unintended consequence of the renovation is that with all these new players on our team, they hung out in the office more. So I feel like we got to know them pretty good before we got going here. But, yeah, they're happy to be in their own space now.
That's a good way to look at it.
But what was the film study like, Coach? Because I thought the Gator game last night, 3 big takeaways, good run early on, good run late to close the game. Also, your team almost led for 5 full minutes. More positives than negatives?
I think for us it was really a focus on the things that we could have controlled better. So way too many turnovers. I mean, we turned the ball over 30 times. And a lot of that is credit to Florida's size and athleticism. I thought they did a great job, and we anticipated that. I knew that was kind of the objective of Coach Finley's staff this year, is to have a group that just wreaks havoc on the defensive end. And some of it was forced pressure from them, and then I also just knew early season with this many new players, we're going to have to live with turnovers and learn from them. So it was a really productive test for us, but there were some really great takeaways as well.
There are a lot of different reasons you like playing a game like that. Obviously, if your team probably loves playing against the Florida Gators, so there's that. I think fans like it too and helps the program. From a coaching standpoint, what do you go into that game thinking? I mean, how many different ways do you break that down? Sure, be awesome to pull the upset, but there have to be a lot of small victories as well, or at least things that you're trying to figure out, right, especially in game one.
Mm-hmm. For us, we're really trying to build something special here at UNF, and for the women's basketball program, we'd like to get to a place where we're really competitive in those matchups. Obviously, there was a big score gap last night, but we just try to break it down into 5-minute segments, and then even after the end of the third quarter, the scoreboard wasn't in our favor, but we challenged them, like, can we win the fourth quarter? And we pretty much played even in the fourth. I thought our transition defense could have been a lot better, but again, that goes with too many live ball turnovers. So we had great film to watch, and not a long time to sit in that. So we get a quick turnaround, and we'd like to see some of the errors that we made yesterday improved upon a lot tomorrow.
Leading scorer yesterday, Alanya Walden. Gosh, she's a baller. Were you expecting an outing like that in her debut?
I really couldn't have told you who our leading scorer would have been. I think this team, this whole season is going to be just collective success, but we'll have different people step up on different nights. I was so proud of her. It was a really cool story, I think, in just fit, because Alanya Walden's really a perfect fit at North Florida. And I'm so glad that she transferred here. I think she's going to be a great PG1 for us, and it was fun for her to get to play in front of her parents. You know, they drove from Melbourne instead of driving all the way to her last school, and so she was fearless. I mean, she's the tiniest one on the court, but you wouldn't know it from her heart.
She had 19 points, by the way, and you mentioned you guys flip right around here, 11 a.m. tomorrow. I mean, I don't know what time you got back last night, but that is a quick turnaround and unusual. You have some of that turnaround, but to play at 11 in the morning is different. I mean, how are you guys handling all of that and that squeezed-up schedule and just unique game time, if you will?
Just a lot of team discussion and anticipation, and going into it, we had film in here, and I just came straight from practice just now, and the girls did a really good job with corrections from yesterday and prep for tomorrow. It's basketball season, so there's no excuses.
Yeah, the kids will be here tomorrow. It's Education Day. That's why it's an 11 a.m. game, which is fun, right?
So fun. I affectionately call it Scream Fest. They bring
It's a good
so
way to
much.
call it.
Yeah. They bring so much energy. It's a really fun annual event each year, and I'm appreciative of the teachers and the schools organizing it and putting it together. I know it's a little bit like herding cats, getting our fans in and out, but our girls love it, and hopefully with both teams here, we get to just be really good role models for these kids.
Yeah, Richard, early wake up call too for a college kid. I mean, 11 a.m.
Yeah,
tip-off,
big time. Even for me, that's a little too early. I'm used to 6 or 7 p.m.
Wake up time, Richard. Wow. Staying up late at night. So you play Palm Beach Atlantic. How much do you even know about somebody? Game 2 of the season. It might be their opener.
It's their first game, and they have a new coach. So we really don't know much. I think one of the interesting storylines for tomorrow is that 2 of our players were at Palm Beach Atlantic. So Charisma Pierre, a junior transfer for us, was just there last year, and then Claire Davis was there 2 years ago, and our assistant coach Chris Dixon was there as well. So that's fun, and I think there's some crossover with their players, but there's a little bit of mystery in what we'll see tomorrow. So we've just got to stay ready.
Welcome to college basketball right now. There's mystery all over the place for yourself and for the opponent, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, our scouting reports are pretty mysterious, too, with all these new people. So
we talked to Coach Kennen about this, but that anxiety, that eagerness before a big game, home opener, I always have these nightmares, if you will, at times, that maybe the headset doesn't work or something goes wrong with the broadcast. Do you have that as a head coach? Maybe something the night before runs through your mind and wakes you up?
I think the night before we played Florida, I was worried about our point guard getting in foul trouble, which she did. So she still managed 19 points, but we only had her out there for 16 minutes, so that was pretty incredible. But other than that, I mean, we've had a lot of trial runs with our scrimmages, and we've brought officials in for practice as well. So we've prepared as much as we can, but really this whole preseason preparation has been a little bit like that with so many new people, just like, what do we do now? How do we do? We pulled in last night at the Flats. The bus at, it was 11:30, 11:40, and everybody just stayed on the bus. And I was like, guys, you got to get off the bus now. Like, now you can go home now, So just funny things like that.
Yeah. How do you think you assess this new team, and when will you know this new team? I mean, you've been around them a lot, so like you said, you know them personally. But when do you know what your basketball team will look like, and you have a confidence? You're going to have strengths and weaknesses too, and you might have an idea what those might be, but it could be different by the time you get to mid-December, say, right?
I think by Thanksgiving is my target to really have a rotation kind of in my mind, that it's not set in stone, but by Thanksgiving we host a tournament at home. We'd really like to have an idea of what to expect from each kid and hold them accountable to that.
At 31-16, you outscored Florida bench points. Do you think you'll play a lot of bench? Or do you have some depth that you like?
We do have depth. I have never been a part of a team that played this many people as an assistant at my former programs. And then here, I mean, we had 9 bodies my first year, and last year we had a bunch of injuries. So it's never been an option. But if there ever was going to be a team that played a lot of people, it's probably this one.
Every freshman got on the scoreboard last night.
How cool was that?
That's got to make you thrilled.
Yeah. That was probably my biggest takeaway. I mean, Alanya had a great performance, but to have all the freshmen play their first game and score their first points on an SEC floor was pretty great.
Abby with the nice back down, too.
Yes, against one of the best players in the conference. So they were fearless.
Give us a sense of when you get to Gainesville, take the court, all that. Did you sense it was a normal game from the player standpoint, or did you sense there was, hey, this is a pretty cool thing? Like they're actually looking around and taking it in, which also is an okay thing. That's not a negative. I mean, you should enjoy it. Take it in moments like that.
Yeah, it was a special experience, I think, for a lot of different reasons, but mostly because we've been putting in so much work for so long now. We've practiced over 70 times, so it was time to go. But, there was a lot of family in the stands. Abby's high school team bus down there, the whole team, and obviously Jamison Cardwell's from Gainesville, so it was special to play. Megan's family's here from England. I mean, there were just so many people there to support us, and we really appreciated that. I think, if we were given that setting again, we probably would have handled the ball a little bit better. But there's something special about those experiences in college athletics that really aren't replicated anywhere else.
If I'm not mistaken, you like to see the 3-ball go down. Are you going to be able to shoot it?
Yes, we will. We have more shooters this year. I wasn't happy we shot 17 last night. That wasn't enough. We needed to get some more up there.
You mentioned special. I think one of the special players on this team, the freshman from the state of Washington, great handles, and last night was your second leading scorer.
Yes, Soraya, she is a special player. She's so dynamic, and when we saw her play and started recruiting her in high school, I knew she was different than anything that we'd had before. Her game is a little unconventional, and it's a lot of responsibility as a freshman to know all the plays and get everybody else situated, and so it'll take her a while to settle into that, but if you put the ball in her hands, she's good to go.
Did you open up the recruiting trail a little bit? Washington, England?
Yes, I'll look anywhere. I
like it. Erika Lambert, women's basketball coach. Good luck tomorrow. We'll see you bright and early.
Thank you.
All right, 11 a.m. game here at UNF Arena, by the way, against Palm Beach Atlantic. Should be a lot of fun. If you bring your earplugs a little bit, maybe, but enjoy the energy. Wake you up. I won't need to see you at Starbucks tomorrow.
Right,
you'll be woken up. We'll be right back. Talon Talk on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network with Nick Murrow. The VP is up next.
Hi, I'm Joel Donovan. My brother Kyle and I, we are co-owners and operators here at Donovan Heat and Air Electric, and my dad started the business in 1987 to provide the greater Jacksonville area with a great customer service experience. 3 decades later, we're still doing the same thing. I love the Jacksonville area. I love the community. I love raising my family here. That's my name on the side of the building, and it's really important for our family to run this company the way it should be ran. It's something to be proud of.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
We're CSI companies. We partner with organizations nationwide to help employers like you find your dream team. You're looking to hire the best of the best, and we've got you covered, start to finish. Whether you're hiring for projects or everyday operations, we provide the talent, strategic solutions, and innovative technologies that keep your business ahead of the competition. This is your workforce, reimagined. This is CSI Companies.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good. with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com. Hey, welcome back to Talon Talk here. Brent Martineau along with now Nick Morrow, Richard Miller, and finishing up an hour of show here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network every Tuesday, 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock, and we are on the Pariani Family Theater. Okay, you don't have anything to break down. You can actually go watch Top Gun or whatever movie you want, right?
That's right.
I mean, you're not breaking down game tape.
I said I want the biggest TV possible. Yeah.
It's a great spot. We were just talking about Nick asked me if I'd seen the actual locker room yet, and I haven't, other than the video that we've played and you guys have put out there. But even this hallway right here looks fantastic. Nice job commemorating some of the history, right? Men's and women's basketball and volleyball. Looks really good, and I know you like that part of it.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was when you walk through those double doors from the lobby into you know you're in a different place.
Yeah.
That was the goal behind the design of it, and the architects and construction stellar that built it, they did it. They were able to accomplish that, and it's really cool. And we got lighting effects in there we can do. We got backlit signage. We're recognizing the past, and we just wanted a different feel when we walk through that hallway. And then even when you go into these individual spaces, there's a kind of a new surprise around every corner, which is really neat.
What's the feedback been like?
That was a really cool moment. Like, it's obviously been a long time coming. And, we did a year's worth of design. And then I guess we've been under construction for the past close to 6 months. And so to get to that point when we're going into practice and be like, okay, it's time to move in, and the excitement, and then to go into each area. And I don't think it's what they envisioned. And that's been really cool, too. Like, it's been so much more. Like, people didn't realize what this place actually is going to transform into, and that's been really rewarding, and really happy to get this resource to our student athletes and our coaches.
Nick, it's a busy time for you. Crossover season, women's soccer doing well, travel for you, men's basketball down in Florida, of course, women's basketball. Are you allowed to use the leg recovery? Is that do you have to sign up for it?
Yeah, you're right. We do have a little resting area in men's and women's basketball, and they've got these big loungers with the Normatec boots, and I'm definitely going to need them. This stretch is crazy. And this is always one of the busiest times of year because we're still in fall sports, and the fact that we're being successful means our seasons get longer for fall sports. And then basketball started on top of other things that we're working on that's not even directly competition related. And so definitely one of the busiest times I've ever had right now. Wow. But it's really cool. I mean, women's soccer being in the championship game, making history, and we talked about it this morning, senior staff. That's what I've always loved about this place, is that every year we're making history in something, and we're celebrating that history. And women's soccer is kicking us off by no pun intended, the fact that they're going to be in the championship game. I mean, men's soccer the week prior to clinch the regular season championship. Now they're going to have the 1 seed and hosting the playoffs. And so our soccer programs are set up to do something that's definitely never been done before at UNF.
Yeah, first ever ASUN final for the women's soccer team.
Right? Yeah, let's go down the list a little bit more on that, because the way they did it too. I mean, some dramatic wins and getting that win. Now we'll see what happens on Sunday at Lipscomb, but it's a big deal. You said first time ever. You got to put yourself in the position to do it. And I know all the things that you guys have done. This room we're sitting in, all the different things that we've talked to you over the years, is about the opportunity to win championships. Right. And you got one on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I can't play anymore. I'm not going to go coach. So what's the next thing I can do as athletic director administration? And that's to get the resources to our programs to set them up for academic and athletic success. What can we do to make sure they reach their goals? And these are perfect examples, doing facility projects like this or putting them in a position to go after a championship. And women's soccer has been cool to see. We're on 7-game unbeaten streak right now, and we were in a 5-game unbeaten streak going into the tournament. And I haven't texted that to coach because we had some clunky ways we got there towards the end, but it was really, we had to come from behind and tie JU. We were down 3-1 and came back tied 3-3. Beat West Georgia by 1-0, and which wasn't a great convincing win, but it was a win, and they figured out how to hold on and get that win, the most important thing. So all of a sudden, now you got a 5-game unbeaten streak going into the tournament. That is momentum, and the fact they've been able to capitalize that and beating two teams that are a lot higher than them in the RPI to get to the point that we're going now to Lipscomb for that championship game.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, that's the wild thing. You're down your ASUN goalkeeper of the year for majority of the season, and you were down in Fort Myers. FGCU beat this team 6-0. To overcome those two things alone is amazing. You beat EKU, who really had this team's number last year, and their RPI's 54. Everything's going your way.
Yeah, I know it's really lining up, and I'm really excited to fly up there on Sunday and then watch them compete for a championship, because that's what it's all about from an athletic standpoint.
Well, let's double down a little bit on the men's soccer program, because you mentioned it, you teed us up, but they've been the class of the conference. And so there's a little bit of a different story there, where they've got people coming after them.
That's right.
And but they've handled that well. They've handled that very well.
They have, and I don't love the way our league was set up this year with men's soccer, because we broke into divisions. There's only 4 teams in our division, which means you're only playing 3 teams, and you got to play them twice, and that's tough for soccer programs. But there was a couple reasons behind it we won't get into. But still, they beat every one of those teams. That we finished up the regular season not on the highest note, but if you recall last year, we went into the tournament after getting beat Central Arkansas, I think 6-1. Was that and that turned out okay for us, right? Yeah, it turned out just fine, and we turned around and beat Central Arkansas in the final. And so we get a chance to host. That's the most important thing right now, that we're 0-0. These are going to be home games, playoff games. We're going to have good crowds, familiar. I mean, the turf is fantastic, the best field in the conference, and to be able to compete for a championship and go after it on our home turf is critical. And so, I mean, so they won the regular season last year, won the division regular season this year, and so to do that back-to-back years is a great accomplishment as well.
Yeah, let's duplicate that scene from last year out here.
I know, right? That'd be
That
really
was a
neat.
fun atmosphere. I just wrapped up cross country. I think men finished third over at Cecil. We had Coach Pig on last week talking about both of those teams, but it was nice to have that in the backyard as well, and not a bad showing there in cross country.
Yeah, top 3 for both men and women, and so those are great finishes. And EKU spends a lot of money on their cross country programs, and they're very well resourced from that standpoint. And we've always gone back and forth with Let's Come. I mean, they've always had really good, strong, long distance programs, and so we've gone back and forth. But yeah, finishing third in both is a very strong finish. Smilla, who hadn't run a cross country meet all year, finished runner-up, and it was amazing. I was watching her at the starting line, and she looked just as nervous, or probably more nervous, than she was at the World Championship starting line. And
Wow.
I actually overheard somebody ask her about that, and she goes, "Well, I just wasn't familiar with this kind of racing, because she knows she can do 2 laps and knock it out.
Yeah.
But this was a little bit different. Now you're going for a 5K, and how do I run this?" And well, she figured it out. She did just fine and finished 4 seconds behind the leader. Like, she was right there. She almost won the whole thing individually, which is really impressive.
Yeah, you were downtown recently. Have we figured out Ozzy's missing?
He is.
Do you know his whereabouts?
I put a lot of mileage on my car looking for him, but nothing yet.
Okay.
Well, you do have homecoming coming up in a couple of weeks, so maybe we'll find him by then. That would be nice. November 15th here at UNF Arena, the men's basketball team is home, so come on out for that one. Men's and women's basketball season tickets on sale, single game tickets on sale, UNFOspreys.com to catch up on everything UNF Ospreys. But it really all started last night on the basketball side in this crossover season. As Richard mentioned, go to Florida. Obviously, Florida's Florida. But tomorrow will be a fun one for the women's basketball team at 11 a.m. And then, you're back to Gainesville for the men on Thursday night. So, hello basketball season.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild week ahead of us. We've got, the elementary school game tomorrow, which we're up to 2,400 students that are coming, which should be really neat. That's more than what we had last. I think it's double what we had last year.
Awesome.
And the men going down to Florida, and Florida's probably not too happy after losing last night to Arizona. But we get a crack at them, which will be fun for the guys. They really start playing another competition besides themselves, and then got to go to Tennessee before we come home for homecoming, and that's going to be really special. Homecoming is going to be a lot more than just a game. Really encourage everyone to come out, because there's a parade this year for the first time. First time we've moved actually homecoming to the fall. Usually we have it in the spring around a conference weekend, but we decided to move it to the fall, like a more traditional homecoming, and really want people to come out and enjoy it, and then they come back for other games this season. Rather than towards the end of the season, let's do it at the beginning. But we're going to have a big parade. There's like hundreds of people that are going to be in it. And So a parade route, candy, swag, all sorts of stuff's going to be thrown out. There's going to be games and inflatables, and food's going to be handing out, big tailgate. All these things are happening around that day. So it's going to be a great opportunity. We really made it family-friendly. We want families to come out and experience the whole thing, and then, of course, come to the game themselves and watch us whoop up on some new college.
That'd be good. Action Sports Jack's float coming soon to the homecoming parade, maybe. I might have to, invest in that. That would be pretty cool. We are sitting here in this room, the Pariani Family Theater, of course, and you continue to do work. I know you just got back from downtown doing some, I don't know exactly what you can tell us, but what's kind of next here in UNF Arena? We've been talking about all over campus, but the arena looks great. Done a lot of upgrades over the last few years. Now just did the locker rooms, did this hallway. Is there anything next in the arena?
Yeah.
Or is this pretty good?
No, next step is we're going to start working on conceptuals here very, very soon, before the end of the calendar year on renovating the lobby. That's the next thing we need to hit. You walk through there, you're definitely in the early 90s when you're walking through our lobby. You walk into our hallway, we're 2025. You walk into the arena, 2025. Early 90s in the lobby. We got to fix that, and we got to have better fan amenities and a better overall look. But we also can push that whole face of the lobby into the courtyard more. We've got land to do that, so we can create a bigger lobby space and do better merchandise, team store, concessions, Hall of Fame. We could really create something nice, but also make it big enough and functional enough. We can do luncheons and banquets and rent it out on a day-to-day from that standpoint as well. We need more office space in here, and so that could be part of a lobby renovation. The second floor could have offices. But then we want to connect it to the field house next door and make that our practice facility. Okay. That's the next thing our basketball programs in particular need. It's a practice facility so that they always 24/7 access to go in there and get up shots. Not something we rent out at a high level. It's more just dedicated to our programs and their development. And so that's the next thing we're really going to buckle down on and have those conceptuals hopefully come out sometime late spring, something like that we're going to look at. And then what does that look like for fundraising? That's when we start going after more of a naming right partner for UNF Arena. Because it's UNF Arena right now, right? And so, Action Sports Arena, that would be good.
Yeah, $800 million lottery ticket. Did anybody win last night? If
not me,
then I might be buying. I have to get a couple.
Yes.
It's really cool to listen to you talk about the arena like that because there are a lot of different front doors, I would suggest, right on a campus. But from a sports standpoint, that arena can really be that front door, right? So you could kind of turn it into that.
Absolutely, because part of that vision and getting especially a practice facility, that opens up the arena itself some more. So now we can host other kind of events because we're not worried about displacing our 3 Division I teams that are in there 8 hours a day. We want to do concerts, and we've done Guns N' Hoses here, we've done Harlem Globetrotter, we've done things. We want to do it at a higher level. When you do that, it becomes a more attractive naming right partner then.
Absolutely.
Now you got all sorts of graduations, high school, college, got concerts, you got other special events, plus your Division I basketball programs, plus your Division I. Now all of a sudden that becomes a very attractive arena that continues to bring in the community at a higher level than we ever have, and there's more value tied to that.
Oh, there are not a lot of arenas built this size.
No,
that's
it's a great size for it, and obviously a great location in Jacksonville. Like you can't find a better location in Jacksonville the way it's all sprawled out and where UNF is situated.
You're a diehard sports fan. What's more nerve-wracking, watching a UNF team play JU and eventually win, or seeing your 2 boys play a soccer match for the title?
Wow, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know, Richard. I don't know.
Come back
that's
next
a tough
week.
question. Yeah,
Think
I'm
about
really
it.
think on that.
Well, watching in general is nerve-wracking.
It is. It's why, because you want the best for your boy. You want them, to succeed, and you don't want them to fail, even though it's good for them to fail sometimes and stuff. But I mean, UNF JU, like maybe if you picked a different opponent, I might have to lean towards that just because how important that is for this university, our conference, and our records and all that. So I'm going to say today the UNF JU.
All right.
Change the opponent on me, though. It could change.
Maybe next week.
Hey, by the way, you can't go wrong with that. There's a really good chance the boys aren't listening.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to get in trouble from them.
This is called Talon Talk. That might be the best answer.
Yeah, they're on the bus home.
You did just get back from City Hall. Very politically correct right there by Nick Morrow. For Richard Miller, I'm Brent Martineau. That's going to do it for Talon Talk. A big thanks to our guest, Mamie Guthrie from volleyball as they finish up. Also, Bobby Kennen. Good luck to the men's basketball team Thursday in Gainesville, and Erika Lambert as well. 11 a.m. in the morning right here at UNF Arena. Come on out. Check out all the Ospreys at UNFOspreys.com. And thanks for hanging out with us each and every Tuesday, 2 o'clock. Talon Talk on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hi, I'm Joel Donovan. My brother Kyle and I, we are co-owners and operators here at Donovan Heat and Air Electric, and my dad started the business in 1987 to provide the greater Jacksonville area with a great customer service experience. 3 decades later, we're still doing the same thing. I love the Jacksonville area. I love the community. I love raising my family here. That's my name on the side of the building, and it's really important for our family to run this company the way it should be ran.